This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Hello and welcome to another week of Do Go On, episode 84. Don't mind if I do. My name is Dave Warnicky and I'm doing it with Matt Stewart and Jess Perkins.
I did not agree to that.
I'm doing it with my friends.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Matt.
We are friends. Seconds earlier, seconds before the mics went on, we were singing the Golden Girls theme song to each other to remind each other, which is...
I don't remember that. Do you remember that, Matt?
Thank you for being a friend.
What is he talking about?
So I go into my own mind again.
Dave.
Get out of there.
Get out of
It's
it.
a dirty place.
Yeah, it's so dirty. I'm there
Dirty
with,
place and you're a dirty little boy.
there with Betty White
It's yucky in there.
and some other Golden Girls.
Name the others.
Why are they golden, Dave? What have you done to them?
Oh,
Betty Brown,
Betty and Betty Blue.
Jack White. That's her dad.
And Jack Black.
Jack Black. They come together.
He's
What do you
like,
got?
yeah!
Yeah, Betty White.
They come together. Is that what you said?
They come together, make sweet, sweet love.
Okay.
And you got a Betty White.
Okay, this is taking a weird turn early.
Wait, what?
That's in the extended version of the Golden Girls theme song, which apparently you guys have never heard, even though we were singing it to each other seconds ago, and I feel this is a personal betrayal.
Apart from the personal betrayal, how are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you? We need a Jess health update, because you have been in the wars.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm not 100% yet, but I am feeling better.
Okay, percentage out of 100.
70?
Right, but if you're feeling good, would you say you're 100, or is 100 like when you're on holiday on the beach or something?
I think like 100 in terms of beating this virus that I had. So, which would restore me back to normal, where I would probably normally feel around 60%. So I'm negative 70 is what I'm saying. And I got to get back up to normal and then beyond.
Wow, Jess doesn't understand maths, does she, Matt?
Isn't
Yeah,
negative
you only
70%?
just understanding that? I mean, you did just point out earlier that she thinks there's 100 seconds in a minute, so...
I
Yeah.
don't. I
Not
do not.
anymore. Dave called you out
say
on
that.
it.
Now they're going to think I did say that, but that was just a joke that Dave made.
Jess told me I have 1 minute to get my yogurt in the fridge and come back and hit record on the show, and I said, well, that's fine, because Jess thinks there's 100 seconds in a minute.
And oh, how we laughed.
Oh,
Me the
dear.
hardest, because I know the truth. It's out there.
Yeah, the real truth, the minutes really are 100 seconds.
Yeah. You bloody corporate slaves.
Yeah.
What a conspiracy.
It's just a Hallmark holiday gone wrong.
Bloody, you don't even know. You haven't even scratched the surface, mate.
Oh, please tell me it's a conspiracy-style episode, because Jess and I are ready to go, Matt.
Oh, it is not.
I'm always ready to go.
For a conspiracy or any reason?
Any reason.
Oh.
What do you make of that?
Yeah, I'm always ready to go. Holidays. Fights. Where else?
You ever been in a fight?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Nice.
What?
Did you ever win those fights?
God, no. He's 7 years older and very strong.
Oh.
But I gave it a bloody good
I thought
go.
that maybe you could have ambushed him with a chainsaw or something. Yeah, cop that. You can't kill me when you got no legs, haven't you?
And then he strangles me to death.
Yeah, you're like, fuck,
With his
forgot about the
hands.
arms. Should have chopped off the arms first.
Do you know what we forgot to do? Got to check in on old MJS over there. Matthew, how you doing?
Look, I thought you
Did
needed the time to finish your report.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you were typing away. You were distracted by your computer
You
there.
take every...
You did notice that?
Of course we noticed.
And you take every last little second. We always rock up and we're like, all right, we're meeting at 8 o'clock, and then we do not start till about 9 o'clock often because, Matt, it's not just because of you, but you do take advantage of the time.
Yeah, I do. I love to add a little bit of flavour.
So
you know?
how are you is the question. For
Sure,
fuck's sake, just answer the fucking
I
question.
like I build my reports like a fine meal.
You suck.
Like a fine meal. Please tell me how you build your meals.
Well, first
Here we go.
thing you want your carbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you thinking today? Pasta? Sure, me too. Every night of the week. Great. Doctor recently told me I can't do that anymore, but that's okay.
Dr. Risty.
Fuck them.
Dr. Risty said I can't
Oh,
do
who
that
do you
anymore.
go see?
It's Dr. Risty.
Well, look, it doesn't matter.
I was a she.
Well,
Ladies can be doctors.
Yes, I have a lady doctor, Jess.
Wow.
And I don't apologise for that.
Nor should you.
Okay.
Okay, so you got your carbs according to Dr. Risty.
Yeah. No, that's not her name.
Oh, great. So usually you change the names because you don't want to name people. We've changed the name and now you're worried that she's been given the wrong name.
Well, I mean, Dr. Risty, mate, it's not an ideal name for a medical professional.
Great name for a medical professional in a porn film,
Yeah.
though.
Is Risty a universal term?
No.
No, okay. I reckon people could figure it out.
Use your imagination. I'm using mine.
Use your wrists.
Crack that wrist.
Yeah.
boy.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, so you got the carbs.
Carbs, yeah.
Carbs, right. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Jess.
Oh, thank God. Okay, great. Now we can start the report.
And then you want to put the flavour in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking like maybe like a tomato, some sort of a tomato-based sauce.
Oh, yeah.
But what do you want to put in that sauce? So far,
MSG.
I've sprinkled a little MSG,
Great.
a little bit of olives.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I've also put in a little bit of mushroom.
Oh, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
A little bit of a zucchini?
no,
Fair enough.
I
Noted, but rejected.
I like that you're trying to be involved, and that definitely fits in this world. But I just personally don't like zucchini.
I didn't say zucchini. I said zucchini.
Oh, please throw a handful in.
Thank you.
Chuck it in, wristy style.
Yep. So we've got mushrooms and some olives and some zucchini.
Well, we're gonna.
Well, you
Oh, you don't think
started
this is quite done yet? Okay. Then.
The listeners are demanding more.
Okay.
People
Well, I mean,
have got pens and paper at home taking down this recipe.
Yeah.
from there, I personally, and this is not everyone, but I
No.
like to put in a little bit of kidney beans.
Oh, yum.
My favourite of the beans.
Sure.
They're big, they're beautiful, and they're full of all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Beans.
Yep.
They're full of beans. And yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, you could sprinkle a little bit of herbs if you've got any in the garden, or maybe in
Some
your
oregano, some salt, some pepper,
peppy, maybe some thyme, maybe some
some thyme,
rosemary.
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 Ross and Marie.
Rosemary,
Yeah.
the neighbours.
Okay. Invite them over. Get them in
Yeah.
the pot.
We just put, well, not all of them, Dave. We just get them to put their fist in the bowl and let it marinate, and then they lick their hand for dinner. That's how they like to do it, and I'm willing to oblige because less dishes to clean
Also,
up.
Ross and
after.
Marie are both bears.
Maybe. Hey, should we do the show?
Oh my God! Yes.
We are going to do this.
Is that what you were thinking?
And that I've said multiple times.
Well, I'm on board.
Great. Take
Let's
us
just
away.
get this one out of the way because it does not feel good in here.
Do you want to start us off with a question?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
here's a
much.
question. I
Yep.
think this is a good question because that, in a lot of ways, that's the only kind of question I ask.
Okay. Yep. Disagree, but that's all right.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll note that down here. Who is the most beloved human and animal duo of the last 35 years?
Human
and animal.
Christopher Robin and Winnie the
I
Pooh.
was going to say Christopher Winnie the Pooh, but it's not.
That's not it, but it's not that far away.
Oh,
So of the last 35, is that...
Yeah, I think that I would have
got
counted
it.
them
I got
older,
it.
but
I got it. Free Willy and the kid from Free Willy.
Oh, fuck, she's got it. An hour on this. This would be
no,
great.
I'm afraid whales are actually mammals.
Interesting. Okay. Follow up guess. Flipper and Elijah Wood.
No.
Okay.
Elijah Wood and someone else in Lord of the Rings.
Are killer whales mammals, Dave? Dave will know this. I feel like he would. Or a killer whale's not really whales.
They're not really whales. I think they're technically...
sharks.
They're a dolphin.
What? Fuck, that's sick.
Yeah.
They're actually a toilet duck. It's one of those things that when you find it out, you're just like, what? How is that possible?
Like
But
tomatoes
yeah,
being a fruit.
exactly.
It's the
It's
same
very
thing.
similar to that. Now you'll go home and you'll see, oh, there's an orca next to my toilet ready to clean those hard to reach places.
And those hard to remove stains.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember when I found that out. Blew my mind. It changed everything.
Change everything.
Yeah, now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what was it? So
You were
child-
closer with the first one, but
Oh.
But
Close-
also, I have a funny feeling that this is more of an American thing than a worldwide thing.
So it's more like a cartoon
I vaguely
thing?
heard of it, yes, but I didn't know it super well. So I'll give you maybe another guess each, and then I might have to
You go,
break it
because
to
I
you.
think I know it.
So animal and...
Human.
Garfield?
Oh, that's
very
that's
close.
a very good idea.
It's
actually,
very
yeah.
close.
I was going to say Calvin and
John,
Hobbes.
John.
Yes.
Is it?
Oh, jeez, I said that loudly. How do you know of that?
Calvin
thing?
and Hobbes.
Yeah.
Because I know of Calvin and Hobbes.
What? So it is a thing that's been in Australia.
Mm-mm.
Well, I know what it is, but I don't know anything about it.
Tell me what you know.
One of them's Calvin.
Yes.
There's another one, Hobbes.
Yes.
And together, they have a line of comic strips.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think they're quite big in America. The only thing I knew about them was there was a Robot Chicken sketch I saw ages ago, and it's kind of like, guys on Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth Green's one.
Yeah, and it was based on that, and so Calvin gets a toy tiger for his birthday, which I guess is how the real thing happens as well.
Well, I'm very worried that if you're going to talk about that and you don't know how they got the tiger.
Great. Look, anyway, I'll post that clip, so it'll make more sense if you. I think I still found it funny 10 years ago, whenever it was, but I just did not get the joke.
Sure.
I think I figured it out based on the thing.
Okay.
Anyway, this week's topic is their creator, Bill Watterson.
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 Is that the word you had to listen to the pronunciation?
Yeah, I
of?
did, but it was I listened to an American
is it
guy
not
say it, so it
Watterson?
didn't really get me any close to how it should be.
Is it Watterson?
It's with 2 T's, that's all.
Watterson.
Watterson. I'm going to say
let's
Watterson.
agree on Watterson.
Watterson. All right, I'm going to say with a slight accent
don't
to
appreciate
cover
that at all.
myself. I think that way it'll cover me.
Okay.
I don't think in a court of law they could say you're saying it wrong. I'll be like, no, I'm not.
I'm doing an accent.
I'm slurring my speech, that's all. I'm
Yeah.
drunk, officer.
Sir.
Back off.
Yeah.
I'm drunk in a courtroom.
And Bill Watterson
Nailed it.
is also the personal hero of Golden Hat suggester of this topic, Trey Maverick.
Trey.
Which can't possibly be a real name. We've talked about Trey before. Trey Maverick.
Maverick is an incredible name. Trey's good. Then
I-
you follow it up with Maverick.
I just cannot believe that someone's got a name that good.
Are you asking Trey to produce a birth certificate?
I am asking Trey to
Oh.
produce the goods.
I think every
I'm
Golden
going to
Hat
go all
member,
Trump on his ass.
every Golden Hat member should give us their birth certificate just to prove that they
What
are
was
who
the
they
whole
are.
Obama birth certificate thing called? Did that have a
The birther movement?
birther movement? I'm in the birther movement.
How do you know everything?
I'm in the Trey Maverick birther movement.
How?
Prove it or lose it.
That's right.
You're amazing.
He was born in Hawaii. We all know that.
Dave.
Didn't he end up having to produce? He actually did produce a birth certificate, even though it was ridiculous.
Maybe to shut them up. And then Donald Trump was like one of the
He's
number
like,
one
well, that's
people, and
just an
then-
extract.
Oh man.
He didn't, and then since he's like, no, I never really. Anyway, let's not get all.
Let's
talk
just
about
do the
Trump.
goddamn report.
Let's not get bogged down in the leader of the free bloody world.
Nah, mate, let's talk about Watterson.
Bill Watterson was born. I don't know if he ever had that nickname, but
He
let's
does
call him
now.
Watto maybe.
Yeah, Watto, I like it.
Watto was born on July 5th, 1958 in Washington, D.C. You know who else spends some time there occasionally?
Who?
Trump.
Oh. I thought you
No
had a friend.
relation.
I thought you had a
His parents were named James and Catherine.
Oh, we know the wife's name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's exciting.
Quite good, right?
Mm.
At the age of 6, he moved to Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
Ohio.
That is great. That's I'm already happy with the story.
Excellent.
I could die now. I'm happy.
I
Okay.
got
Bye.
I'm going off Niagara Falls, whatever you just said.
chagrin.
Goodbye.
Much to my chagrin.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara
he said.
Falls.
Chagrin.
I am from Niagara Falls.
I did get sidetracked when I saw that he lived in Ohio, and I started sort of dreaming of visiting and stuff, and I started looking at. I literally lost an hour and a half just diving into this Ohio hole.
So
Ohio.
What? I like and I just started looking at the maps, and it's such a weird little pocket of America there. It's so close to all these different places. You know how the states are on top of each other, basically? And then, like, Pittsburgh is, like, right near the border of Ohio and stuff. Man, when we get there, we're going to go to all these sick places. I'm going to see a Penguins game.
Okay.
Oh, so my mum's like one of her best friends. One of her friends
Oh
is
my God.
from Ohio, and they're both teachers, and they
What?
have travelled a lot and stay at each other's houses, and she used to be the mayor of one of the, like a small town in Ohio. And my mum was telling him about how, we have listeners in Ohio, and they were like, "Come on over. We've got a small comedy festival."
What?
I've got to do more research about it.
What?
What?
There's a comedy festival.
In Ohio?
That's like
that's
a trap.
new dream.
It's like
And
they're
it's
trapping us.
It's a very small, maybe 10,000 people live there or something.
I would perform to 10,000. I'm fine with that.
Absolutely, I would. Yeah. I'm not a snob. I'm not a diva yet.
But not a soul less than
Oh,
10,000.
God, no. 9999999.
You get the whole town there producing their birth certificates.
If it's not 4 figures. I thought Dave would have found that more annoying than he did. He just smiled. Like he didn't even care.
He didn't get it.
Oh, he didn't get it. He's like, yeah, 4 figures.
I'm a six-figure man.
Oh, my God. Let's just do the report.
So anyway, I was looking up Chagrin Falls. It's a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, and it's been home to a few other
Cleveland
notable
rocks.
people, including Scott Weiland. Yeah, because Cleveland does rock.
Mm-hmm.
He was the singer of Stone Temple Pilots while he was alive. And Mark Foster, singer from Foster the People.
All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, better run.
I'm just going to cut you off there, Jess.
Bill's father, James,
I'll run,
was
my God.
a patent attorney, and his mother, Catherine, at one point was on the Chagrin Falls City Council.
Ooh.
Only one step away from my mum's friend's friend.
Bill has described his childhood as pretty normal. I generally stayed out of trouble, he said. I did fairly well in school.
Nerd.
And despite his famous comic being about a child and his imaginary tiger friend, I haven't mentioned that, but that's what it is. He didn't have an imaginary friend himself growing up.
My brother did.
Did he?
Yeah, it was a tiny little horse. Apparently, he used to get upset because he's quite a lot older than me, so I didn't ever witness this. But apparently, he used to get upset if they'd left the house and he'd forgotten the horse. I can't remember its name. Mum remembers, and she used to just be like, "Oh no, here he is," and pull him out of her handbag.
He was here the whole time.
Yeah, tiny little horse.
But it's a
What a nerd!
that is a real nerdy thing.
And you could really...
I don't remember anyone having an imaginary friend.
Yeah,
I reckon you say nerd, but I think
No, it's-
that's something really fun about it.
I think so. It's super cute.
There's got to be some sign that you got an oversized part of your brain.
Probably. I just I know I keep yelling at you for getting distracted, but I just binge watched a series on Netflix called Moon Boy. It's Chris O'Dowd did.
Oh yeah, real good.
Have you
show.
seen it?
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's
Like
all
it a
about
lot.
a kid who has an imaginary friend, and Chris O'Dowd plays the imaginary friend. It's so good, really
and they
clever.
speak in an Irish accent.
Yeah, because
It's in Ireland.
in
the 80s.
It is in the 90s.
The
Both.
90s.
It's the late 80s, early 90s in Boyle.
It's
Anyway,
really funny.
so great.
His family's very funny.
Very good, very good. Dave,
Real
I'll
good
have
show.
to check it out.
you must.
It's
you
a
simply
feel
must.
good romp.
It is a bit of a romp, and Chris O'Dowd's just bloody great, isn't he?
He's a real charmer.
He got better looking.
Did he? Since IT Crowd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then he
But then
went
his
to
character
Sapphires, and it's like, oof, yes.
Really?
Oh my God,
Oh,
yes.
he's definitely a dream
He's
boat.
gorgeous, and he's tall, and he's Irish. He's got those big blues. You know, I'm a sucker for the big blues.
Oh, yeah. I've got to wear glasses in here.
He's wearing sunglasses at all times, just to stop me from just ripping everything off him. I felt weird as I said it. I'm so sorry. Matt, do go on.
It's weird that I'm sitting here naked but with glasses on. He ripped everything else off.
That's how
She
I like
finds him hideous, and as long as the glasses are on,
Like Cyclops.
it's a real power you hide behind that.
Yeah.
Cartoons like Peanuts and Pogo, which I've never heard of, helped inspire Bill, and he developed an early interest in drawing. At around the age of 8, he drew his first cartoon, and when he was
Sounded
in
like you said the age of 80, and I was like, that is not early. 8.
well, it's all relative.
Good point.
Jess.
He's 200 years old.
Did we mention that he is some sort of giant tortoise? and could live for a few centuries.
Yeah, I should have probably brought that up earlier. No wonder Trey Maverick is so enamored with him.
Okay.
Cartoon drawing tortoise, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
So when he was in 4th grade, apparently he wrote a letter to Charles Schultz, the creator of Peanuts, and got a real buzz when he sent a letter back,
Aw.
of which I have no details of.
Good.
He canoed.
He canoed.
He canoed. Sometimes
He had many hobbies.
Yeah, he did. Canooding
He
like
had many Calvin and Hobbes. Don't hate me for that.
fuck, we suck sometimes.
Yeah.
People get that there's layers of irony on top of these bad
I'm
puns,
not
right?
sure they do. They're just like, oh, these guys suck sometimes.
He continued to draw throughout his schooling, creating superhero comics with mates and contributing art to the school newspaper.
Oh.
So he was a go-getter.
I love how schools have newspapers.
Yeah. I remember that my school did not have one of those.
Definitely didn't
It's
have
one of
one.
my memories. Dave, do you have any
Affluent East?
non-memories?
Yeah, I also remember avoiding thinking about a newspaper because I knew I wouldn't want to remember it
I remember
in 10 years' time.
Wow.
one time at uni there was a spoof newspaper of the Herald Sun called the Feral Scum.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very good.
Fight the power.
Yeah,
Take them down.
they really tore him down. From 1976, Watto attended Kenyon College in Ohio, studying for a Bachelor of Arts, focusing on political science. So no real drawing stuff there. He was just sort of keeping that on the side. At college, he drew political cartoons, though, for the college's newspaper. And he also painted a copy of Michelangelo's famous Creation of Adam painting as a mural on his dorm's ceiling.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Like
real-
the Sistine Chapel.
Yes. Only the dorm.
The Sistine Dorm.
The Sistine Dorm. Just a lot of, 19-year-old dudes jacking themselves.
Well, looking at God touching Adam.
Jacking themselves.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, rub your fingertip against his
Aw,
fingertip.
Dave.
Wait, is it?
I don't know.
Is it because of
It was
you thought that was a bit blasphemous?
no. I didn't like the tone. I barely listened to what he said. I just didn't like the rub your, and I was tuned out.
Oh, come on, it was an intellectual art joke. So,
All right, mate. We've all seen art. Well, some of us are creating it right now.
I think
I'm not.
No,
I think Arrested Development has already squeezed out all the humour from that painting. Don't you
That
think,
was
Dave?
so great.
I don't know if you can get any more. Right?
I'm going to try.
It's squeezed dry. Let it go. Oh yes, all right. On a side note,
Not the only thing squeezed dry after looking at that painting, am I right? Those guys on the dorm.
jacking it.
You regretted it all over again.
Yeah,
Did you learn
I'm
from
so
last
dumb. I
time?
thought it would have been. I would have thought it would have broken down a barrier. You know,
Yeah.
like in history, some barriers are broken down, and then it makes it easier for the people to come after him. I thought I'd broken down the jacking it barrier, but I hadn't.
And it wasn't easy for you to come after them.
It wasn't easy.
Wow.
It was just as difficult the second coming.
Second coming of Adam.
What going on here? On a side note, you know how college teams have mascots or whatever, especially in America.
Love them.
Theirs was.
Did your
a
unis have one?
tiger?
One's here.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah. My
couldn't tell
first
ya.
uni definitely did, and it was a moose.
I was never
That's
involved
cool.
in any sporting activity at uni. You were?
Yeah, yeah. I played basketball at uni. Yeah. ACU had a moose. Deakin, I don't know if they. I don't remember there being one.
Yeah, I think is Griffins a thing? Is maybe Monash Griffins? I can't remember. Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I did not try hard enough there.
No, I could have done well at uni.
But yeah, well, the one I always think of is Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. They
Sure.
had they were the Beavers, and that's one that I always remember because I always felt weird. They're wearing he becomes a wolf and he becomes a real big star, but they're still called the Beavers. Surely you'd change your name to the Teen Wolves.
Why? So you're going to change your whole school based around one student who's going to graduate eventually and leave, and then 10 years down the track, be like, why are we the Wolves?
Oh, as opposed to the Beavers, where you've got a clear ongoing story. Because
Correct.
every year there's a new Beaver who plays in the team.
Exactly.
Okay, well now that you've said it like that, I feel stupid. Anyway, they're an example. Apparently the Kenyan college athletes are referred to as the Lords and Ladies.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. That's great.
I agree, but it just really caught my attention.
What's the mascot? A man and a woman.
Just a knight and a lady in a tall hat.
Oh, that would
You know
be
those
cool.
those
Yeah, they're really tall.
those cone hats, and it had something at the top, a
You
little
turn
bit
to
of
the
a
Ku
veil.
Klux Klan.
Yeah, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Had the
I
eyes
don't think
cut
they're
out.
lords, they're high priestesses or something.
I always get those two confused.
Grand-
Medieval
No,
lords, the
aren't they-
KKK.
They're the Great Knights or something like that.
Grand Dragon is
Grand
the top.
Dragon.
How do you know?
They're all so
Watched a lot of documentaries.
After graduating in 1980, Bill landed a job as editorial cartoonist at the Cincinnati Post. Cincinnati is also in Ohio. I did not know that.
Did not know that.
There's so many city names I know in America. And then,
Isn't that one of the biggest ones?
yeah, it is. It's actually the third largest in Ohio.
Let's not forget my wrestling move, the Cincinnati Razzle Dazzle.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's just a fun name, Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's fun
It's
to
a
say.
fun comedy.
It's also great
city.
written down.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks great. God,
Do you reckon,
Cincinnati's the
Dave?
best.
I actually wrote this in as a question for you.
Oh,
So
ouch.
Cincinnati. Well, you
No,
are
no.
proud to say you hate geography,
No, I don't hate it. I just don't understand it.
right?
But which way is up?
I'm ignorant.
Feel
I don't
feel
hate
free
it.
to answer. But
Thank you. I shall.
so Cincinnati is the third largest city in Ohio. What are the top two?
Cleveland.
Yes. That is number 2. What's the number 1? I don't even know if I knew this place. They all start with C.
Cleveland?
Columbus.
Ah.
Oh, I had heard of that, yeah.
Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, but it feels like that's one of those ones that there's probably a Columbus in every state. Because didn't he go there on a boat or something? I also found out that Ohio is in the Midwest. Did you know that?
Yep.
And I've heard the people refer to the Midwest before, right? And I always pictured it to be in the middle of the West.
Interesting.
What do you think Midwest means?
I would have thought the same.
It blew my mind. It's actually North Central America.
Why do they call it the Midwest then?
I don't know. Apparently, it was officially known as the North Central region, but that may have made too much sense, so they changed it in 1984
Right.
to Midwest.
Okay.
There would be I'm sure there's a super
Hey,
logical reason, but
It's west of something
very good.
and mid of something. It's all about perspective,
This
mate.
is why
It is.
Jess doesn't understand geography.
What? Is it not west of something?
Oh, she got you there.
Well,
It's west of something.
you got to pick a point.
Yeah, and maybe the point is different, and therefore now it's Midwest.
Yeah, it's west of like New York, say, just right.
There you go. Midwest.
Hey, Jess, do you say hella a lot? Because a little while ago someone tweeted saying that they'd never heard it outside of California or something. Hella. You said something that was hella cool.
Yeah, I
or
said that in
something.
like the Mona Lisa episode. It was like right at the beginning. I'm sure.
Jeez, you've got a good memory.
No, it's because of the screenshot they attached in
Oh,
that
right.
tweet.
Okay, great.
I mean, yes, I remember it very clearly. I've definitely said hella a few times,
Hella.
always ironically.
There are a bunch of celebrities also from Cincinnati. Way more, actually, because it's a much bigger city than the suburb of Chagrin Falls. These include Bootsy Collins,
Oh, bow, bow, bow,
Yeah.
bow.
the holder of the funk, as Marty Bush say, or whatever they say.
That's great.
Jerry Springer, and Nick Lachey, who I think we've talked about before.
Oh,
Nick
newlywed
Lachey.
himself.
Yes.
Jessica
Have we talked about that
Simpson.
I
before?
wonder how his new marriage to Jessica Simpson is going.
Me too. Anyway,
And
he...
here is another report on Nick Lachey.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little side report here. Nick Lachey, where is he now?
Jessica Simpson is obviously by far the superior Matt Perkins. Fuck.
Did you mean just what just happened?
I don't know what...
Were you going to say she's by far the superior Jess?
Yeah, but then I said she's the superior Simpson.
Well, she is. She's
and
much.
then I corrected and said Perkins. What a fucking idiot.
She is the superior Simpson. Her sister Ashley has done nothing in a long time.
Wow.
As opposed... Yeah, okay.
What's Jessica done?
I
I
mean,
say to myself every morning in the mirror,
Nick Lachey.
what's Jessica done?
look, I think they all achieve great things, and they should be proud of themselves. Go Cincinnati. So, Watto got this job at the Cincinnati Post, but his bosses were not impressed with his work, apparently because he had lived in the suburbs of Cleveland his whole life. He didn't know too much about the Cincinnati political landscape
Or the razzle dazzle.
or the razzle-dazzle. And so
So, kid, what's your favourite wrestling move?
the Cleveland double pike.
Oh, you've got a lot to learn, mate.
So they really weren't impressed by his work, and maybe partially because he didn't really have an understanding of the local politics.
Sure.
And he ended up getting the sack within a year and having to move back
They
home
gave
with his
him
parents.
a free sack.
Yeah, they gave him a sack.
That's nice. Like a Hessian sack.
They
It was a
said-
Hessian sack, but
Did it have potatoes in it?
no, it had.
Those
I think
dogs.
it was empty, and they said, "Use this to clear out your desk." You
Yeah.
fucking fired.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it was a
understand
real
now.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
At
Wow.
first, he was like, "Great,
Yeah.
I need a place to throw stuff into.
Well, they're giving me some potatoes. This is so nice.
Quickly,
I'll hold it open,
And you just
put the
fill it-
potatoes in, chuck of the spuds. All right."
You chuck of the spuds.
you quickly realize that every bag has a Hessian lining, and he had to get the fuck out of there.
Wow.
That's deep.
That's beautiful.
So he's
Dave.
back living with his parents, and this is around the point where he kind of bailed on the political cartoons, decided that wasn't really his thing, and he returned to what made him fall in love with drawing in the first place, comic strips. He started working hard creating comic strips, trying out a few different characters, and he'd send them out to newspapers in the hope of getting published. But he was left disappointed time after time as he was
Time after time.
rejected by Cyndi Lauper,
You
amongst other
give
newspapers.
up when you
Back then, she also had a
find
newspaper.
The Cyndi Lauper
Time
The Cyndi Lauper, yeah.
Express.
Sure.
If you're
It was called the Cyndi Lauper True Colours.
It's very on brand.
Time after time,
And
time
girls want to have
after
fun.
time.
And I'm all out of Cyndi Lauper references.
That's all you need.
Kinky boots.
Damn it. During this time,
Looks so bad.
to make ends meet, he had to do some soul-destroying work designing ads for car dealers and supermarkets. He didn't say it was soul-destroying. I've added that in.
You've added that
Interesting.
in. As someone who would never associate themselves with the advertising world
Mate.
in any way, who would never sell themselves out
I wouldn't
for
do it.
acting in a commercial, say.
Never.
For
I
example.
Personally, I wouldn't
Like
do
standing in a line. You draw the line
I
there.
draw the line at lines.
Yeah. Some sort of confectionery ad. No, thank you.
Look, I don't know what you're insinuating.
Matt's in an M&M ad.
He is...
That's what I'm insinuating, Matt.
Well, look, if you'd spelled it out in the first place, we would have saved each other some time.
M spelled it.
He has since said that this time was very important, though, as it helped him realize that doing the kind of work that he wanted to do was more important than money. Because he was earning decent money doing these things. But he wasn't loving it. Maybe it was soul-destroying. Referencing this tough period, he has said since, to endure 5 years of rejection to get a job requires either a faith in oneself that borders on delusion or a love of the work. I was deluded. No, I loved the work.
Right.
And I guess it was that love and dedication that kept Watto in the game and led him to his big success. He workshopped a few different characters, but eventually settled on his iconic duo of Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin, a rowdy young boy, and Hobbes, a toy tiger who came to life, but only went alone with Calvin. I think that's sort of how it works. All right.
Where does he get these ideas?
So basically, Hobbes, right, is a living anthropomorphic tiger
Nailed it.
to Calvin. But to the rest of the characters, Hobbes is just an inanimate stuffed toy. Capiche?
And they go on adventures.
They go on adventures in their rocket can and their et ceteras.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna look into this more. I've read a few and they're nice. There's some nice ones.
I don't know heaps. I just have friends who...
They have fun. I think it might be one of
we're
those ones
fans.
where growing up with it would make you really into it.
Yeah.
Is it funny?
It's... Yeah.
It's
Humorous?
I think it would be like a gentle humor, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of like,
Oh, here we go.
you know, I kind of feel like it's putting up a mirror. You know what I mean? Just you read it and have a good hard look at yourself, Dave.
Right, and just ask, where's my fucking tiger?
Yeah, so to speak.
I don't think Calvin would put it quite like that.
He wouldn't put it like that.
He's a
But
child.
How old
Probably
is-
doesn't
how old-
know that
he's
word.
about
Is he like
6. Yeah.
6?
He's Butter Boy.
He's butter boy. He's butter boy.
He's Butter Boy. That's his alter ego.
Ah, no.
Butter Boy.
He's so slippery.
Okay, tell me more.
He can...
Fry him in a pan.
I'm liking this.
Butter Boy.
Butter boy.
The main
Slide
character.
him down a slide on a hot day. He'll melt.
Butter Boy. The main characters were.
Butter boy, each shot separately.
The main characters were named after 16th century French theologian
Nailed it.
John Calvin
Uh-huh.
and 17th century English philosopher Thomas Hobbes.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so they're named
They're
after...
good names. I like Hobbes especially.
Yeah, Hobbes, cool.
That's very cute.
Hobbes.
No, picking out of all the sort of French cool-sounding philosophers, naming him after John.
Well, yeah, I mean, he cut that bit out, didn't he?
What's your problem with Johns? You love the John.
It's all you ever do.
You always go to the John.
I do.
We get in here, we set up, we're like, okay, we ready to go? And you're like, I just got to go to the John. You love Johns.
If you're talking about pissing into their mouth.
Yeah.
This is where I remind you that my father, John Perkins, listens to this podcast.
That's a fine name for a 21st century kind of guy, but the 16th century Frenchies.
Frenchies.
There's more to someone than their name.
But if you get to pick anything for your character, could you come
Yeah,
something
He
like
didn't
he
choose
chose
He
Calvin.
didn't choose John. He chose Hobbes.
Fair enough.
Agree to disagree.
It was easy.
I've made it sound like Watto went through a lifelong struggle before he found success, but in actual fact, he was just 27 when he started producing Calvin and Hobbes for money.
So 27's a magic number, is it?
I don't know if that's what I was saying
I think it is. Dave,
necessarily.
this is our year, baby.
Coming up.
Coming up.
I have plans to join the 27 Club, so I've got to get famous and die all within 1 year. So
Me too.
I made that
Take
joke.
it
I made
with
that
me.
joke when I was 26 too.
46
So
years ago.
that's just a little something that your kids will go through.
Get
It's
fucked.
nice watching you guys grow up before my eyes.
but it's amazing.
Doing jokes I made years ago, etc.
It's amazing that you were somehow able to predict the 27 Club hundreds of years before it even existed.
Well,
You're old.
As soon as I saw Janis Joplin, I'm like, yeah.
She's going to die.
She's in.
She is gonna
She's
die.
in my club.
Soon.
That's a cool plot for a film. The 27 Club is actually just a serial killer.
That's a good plot for a film.
Copyright. Nobody write that. It's ours.
Stop it.
Put that pen down,
Put it
young
down.
man.
Stop it.
Watching you. We're watching you from inside your ear holes.
Yeah, imagine if we could.
Can't we? I just assumed we could and we just hadn't yet.
We just
we
don't.
would never abuse that power.
Yeah.
Or would we?
I think everyone should know that we would not.
Oh, I get it. I mean, you're winking at me. Oh, shit. Okay.
In 1985, selling it to Universal Press Syndicate, he finally, after all these few years in his mid-20s
Of struggling.
of struggling, gave his work a national audience. The strip debuted on November 18th, 1985. Jess, where were you?
Where was I in 1985? But a twinkle in my father's eye.
We're going to have to talk to you about some other things as well, biological and
What?
you'd
Sperm starts in the eye, doesn't it?
oh no.
Doesn't
Dave,
it,
tell her.
Dave?
Tell her. It's the nose, Jess.
Oh,
You
no,
come from your dad's nostrils.
That's what I meant. I was kidding. Oh, you thought I was serious. Oh, this is rich.
She's so bad at geography she gets her eyes and her nose confused.
Eyes and ears and... Ow! That's me poking myself in the eye. Oh, God.
What? And you were poking yourself in the eye when you were saying ears.
Eyes
You were
and ears.
pointing to the wrong thing.
I don't know who I am anymore.
So it debuted on November 18th, 1985 in 35 papers.
And this is when he's only 27-ish.
This is when he's 27. And by 1987, the number had grown to more than 300 newspapers, making it
Wow.
the fastest growing comic strip of the 1980s. In all of America, maybe the world. Probably America.
All of America.
That's big.
Including Ohio.
Yes.
Which is in America.
Which is where Watto was in.
Thank you.
And it made him like some sort of a celebrity almost instantly. Late
At
20s,
27.
living the celebrity
Oh,
life.
would we call 27 the late 20s? Nah, it's probably still mid, I reckon. Probably still mid-20s.
Well, it
If
was,
you're 20, if you're 27,
I don't-
it's
sorry,
probably...
there's a few things I'm having to explain to you today. When time moves on, so does your age. So by 1987, he'd aged 2 years.
Okay.
And became 29.
That is definitely...
Which I think
the
under
latest
most...
the 20s will go.
Jess is just looking at the map saying, but which way is up?
I don't like this.
I don't like it either. You're going to have to say some smart things soon.
Good luck.
Otherwise, we're all being bad feminists today.
Wait, but if it was Dave,
Dave can
Would
be
you
dumb.
mind?
That's fine.
but I can't be dumb.
Exactly. There's a lot of pressure on you from the
Don't try
patriarchy.
don't try to change me. If I want to be dumb, I'll be dumb.
Exactly. I'm giving you permission to be dumb.
Thank you.
I'm the feminist here. Do go on, man.
I'm the feminist here. That's the best.
I'll be the feminist here. Back off, toots.
I'll take this one.
You don't know how to be a feminist.
Shh.
So yeah, it was
Here's
a big...
a book I wrote. Give it a read sometime if you can.
Get
go.
your daddy to read it to you.
It's called Mansplaining by David Warnocky. So yeah, it was a big hit. Readers loved it. And it was, the story kind of
Or-
follows their mischievous adventures.
With a comic strip, are they readers or are they viewers?
Oh, is that a little comic burn?
Are you trying to be intellectual again?
Trying.
Great.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think you'll find.
They're actually looking with their eyes.
Well,
I've done some research. Ow, my eye.
Scooby-Doo can do-do, but Jimmy Carter is smarter. It's the other way around, isn't it? Fuck.
But what about I lost it.
In 86, Watto became the youngest cartoonist ever to receive the National Cartoonist Society's Reuben Award, which is the
He
industry's
just gets a
highest
sandwich. They give him a Reuben sub. Got pickles, got some coleslaw. Fuck
honor.
yeah.
That sounds real good.
Sounds great. What an honour.
The highest sandwich.
The highest sandwich in the,
The whole
land.
industry.
Yeah.
And how old is he at this? How old is he at this point? What year is this?
This is 86.
This is 86, so we're going back a year. He's back to 28.
Matt's trying to
Only
move on
20
and we won't let him.
He's only 28. That's really frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, in some ways. It's not too late for you to pick up the old cartoony pen.
But you
I'm
are
gonna do it.
behind.
Yeah, you are well
No,
behind.
you.
I am.
Because you are past.
I'm going to find it quite difficult to win a Reuben by 28.
Yeah, because 28 was a long time ago for you.
I can't even remember it.
I bet.
I was so young and stupid.
Oh.
Much like some people I know.
Maybe I'll just grow into smarts. Do you reckon? Do you reckon I'll grow into some smarts?
No.
I'll be the feminist here.
So he doesn't give many interviews, right? But he does seem to give quite a few to this publication called The Plain Dealer, which was one of the first publications to run the comic.
Plane? Plain? Plyne? Playn?
The Plain Dealer.
Plain?
And it's an Ohioan publication.
Ohation. It's an Ohation.
It's Ohation, yeah.
Publication.
In 1987, Watto said he was to the Plain Dealer. He said that he was shell-shocked by the attention that the celebrity aspect of the job had taken
It's
him.
disrespectful to our veterans.
Taken him aback, which is wow.
It's not the same as shell shock.
No,
is it?
I know he's
It's
sort of
quite a
downgrading it
serious
slightly. Is that taken aback? Is this being taken aback?
Yeah, nailed it. That's
Thank you.
perfect.
Thank you.
Do it again. Oh wow, the range.
Yeah.
I felt that.
I
connected with that
I'll
performance.
act the fuck out of anything.
I thought you could just stand in lines, but you're a
He
real
can be
actor.
taken aback. Dave, you give it a go. No, so
I went forwards.
You went forward.
I got taken forwards.
Is that a thing? Is there a role for that?
So he's taken aback, and I'm going to edit out all that visual stuff we just did. He was taken aback, and he said, I really can't stand it, right? He said he really appreciated the fans, but he couldn't understand why they would want to know so much about him and his life. Like, he didn't like that
I get
fandom side of it.
I get that.
He's like, just read the fucking drawings. What do you need to know about me? I'm just some guy.
It's interesting.
With the comics' popularity growing exponentially, Universal Press Syndicate were keen to start selling Calvin and Hobbes merch, which, as we know, with The Simpsons and many other cartoons, that's where the big dollars are made. But despite Watto's relative youth, he walked to the beat of his own drum, and as such, he refused to allow the licensing of his creations for merchandise.
But he did hire a man to follow him playing a drum at a weird beat. And he walked to it. Oh,
Yeah.
you better fucking believe he walked to it.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah,
You better start selling some merch if you're going to get that, mate.
worth it.
Do you get the feeling that he's making a bit of money though?
Yeah, he's
From all
making some money for sure because it's becoming very popular. He's definitely making money. He's just not. He just is choosing not to make crazy money. He said that if he did that, it would turn his characters into television hucksters and T-shirt sloganeers and deprive me of characters that actually expressed my own feelings.
He doesn't sound like any late 20s person I've ever met.
Yeah, it does.
Deprive me
Of my
My-
feelings.
my feelings, my character.
But yeah, I mean, he's a writer, right? You don't know many like writers or whatever,
Intellectuals.
intellectual types, orators,
Maybe I do.
That's true.
Haitians.
We don't know what Dave does outside of this studio.
That's a very good point.
You've never seen me outside of this room.
Unfortunately, though, his deal with Universal Press was signed when he was an eager unknown. So the contract was very one-sided against him. If Universal really wanted to, they could license his characters against his will. But he eventually won out. And I guess he used his popularity as a bargaining chip to renegotiate his contract so that he would receive all rights to his work.
Wow.
So he sounds like he's a pretty good businessman as well as a whatever.
Sure, and are these just small comic strips, like 4 or 5 cells at a time?
Yeah, they're just the ones you read in the paper, sort of thing,
Ah.
like a Garfield or those sort of guys.
Or a Fred Bassett.
He would, but like a Fred
Bassett's
Bassett.
so
is
good.
that? Do you think is that international? Because it's like famously bad,
So bad.
and just nothing really happens.
What's
Yeah.
the other one? What's the Viking?
Oh,
Hagar.
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 My dad loves
I
Hagar.
don't mind Hagar.
There's a couple of
maybe.
Hagars cut out and stuck in my parents' fridge.
The Wizard of Id.
Wizard of Id.
Snake tails.
Snake
Snake
tails.
What's the flower say? The other flower sort of stuff. Very
Yeah,
good
yeah,
stuff. And
bloody
then one of
good.
them slaps
They
him.
always slap him. They're all about slapstick in that comic,
Hmm.
which I respect.
Yeah. You're a big slapper. That was not at all.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, you piece of work. I'm marking down on my feminist list.
You big slapper.
I was thinking how
I'm calling the police.
okay, that's gonna sound weird out of context.
Hello, my friend just called me a big slapper. Hello,
Are you there?
officer?
They've died of shock.
They fainted. Oh, that's good.
Do you think the way he was like quite protective of his characters reminded me a bit of the Mary Poppins author? Do you reckon?
P.L. Travers.
Yeah, only she wanted to avoid turning him into cartoons, I guess. Slightly
Yeah,
different, but
it
similar.
is impressive when people like sort of control their creation and they don't want to sell out, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like it's real art.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know what that is. We are very keen to make any money we can from this art that we make.
Yeah, look.
Do you think this is art?
No.
Nah, good call.
No.
Dave?
Do you
think this
goes,
is art?
It goes beyond art.
Oh, there it is.
It's new art.
It transcends
It
art.
transcends. We're floating above art.
Looking down at art,
Yeah.
spitting.
If we were at the Louvre or the Louvre,
The Louvre.
they
We'd-
wouldn't be able to put us on a wall. We'd be sort of like wearing, in a hot air balloon above,
Outside the building.
outside and above.
So we're just in a hot air balloon in Paris, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Probably
that's how much we transcend.
Probably be being shot at by the French Air Force.
Yeah, because we're
Get away from the
dangerous.
Louvre.
We're dangerous.
How many fucks do we give?
What's the opposite of sub?
What? Opposite of sub.
Yeah,
Unsub.
unsub. We're unsub artists.
Okay.
We're one bit above.
How many fucks do we give?
15, 20.
Really?
Each.
And that's
60 fucks given, bro.
and that's just what I got in my pockets. So
Okay, yeah, cool.
if you give me some time, I'll collect more.
Sick. Go collect
I'll
some
root around in the
fucks.
couch.
So we're the opposite of Watto? Is that
This
what
is
we're
a
saying?
weird episode. I'm sorry.
So anyway, despite pressure, he has maintained that position of no merchandise even till today. I think I admire him for that. It sounds like you guys sort of do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I reckon I would definitely, in his position, I reckon I probably would have okayed it and tried to control it
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, just remember like on The Simpsons, Matt Groening still gets the final say on merchandise.
Yeah.
I think he almost always says yes.
He's like
Look,
Krusty in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Krusty pregnancy tests.
is my upper lip always supposed to bleed this much? I think so.
But because he said no, it hasn't been able to, like anything, it hasn't been able to stop unofficial merch happening. And I found out something in the research that I'd seen a Calvin logo a lot, and it's this widespread unofficial merch. It's a sticker of Calvin pissing on a brand logo. Like the logo might change depending on what, like in Australia, the two big race car brands or car brands, Ford and Holden. So Ford lovers will have a Calvin pissing on Holden and vice versa.
Take that.
Yeah, real good stuff. But I'd seen that a lot around. Had no idea that was Calvin.
There you go.
If Hobbes was there, maybe I would have had some sort of an idea. But,
Sure. Just look like a little boy to you.
Just a little boy.
Just a little boy taking a slash.
Watto's actually mentioned those stickers, saying, I clearly miscalculated how popular it would be to show Calvin urinating on a Ford logo.
He miscalvinated.
No good.
Brutal.
Someone had to say it.
Yeah.
Jess would have
Just the way he looked me dead in the eye.
if the roles were reversed, Jess definitely would have been the one to say that.
Yeah.
In 1995, and you've really opened us both up to any line ball calls from now on is going to be brutally shot down by Jess. So thanks a lot, you fucking idiot.
Shit.
I'm shaken now. I'm not going to go for any, like, because normally it's a safe place. You can have a crack at a decalvinating or whatever you said.
Absolutely not now.
And that's fine, but you've fucked that for everyone, Dave. This is meant to be a safe
You
place.
proud of yourself?
Sorry.
In 1995, when the strip was at the height of its popularity...
More like stripper. I thought Jess was going to shut me down.
High-fived him.
I was going for anything.
running in...
Any word I was just going to change.
in a lot of ways, I'm at a very important part of the story.
Okay, so are you asking us to shut up?
All right, talk about the strippers.
You fucking piece of shit.
All right, no, please.
So 1995, when the strip was at the height of its popularity, it had been running in more than 2,400 newspapers. So
Whoa, that's
great. It's a
huge.
huge amount of newspapers, and reaching an audience in the hundreds of millions, which is also quite big. At this point, and they'd been running for 10 years, Watterson sent a letter to the thousands of publications that carried his comic strip. The letter read, "Dear Editor, I will be stopping Calvin and Hobbes at the end of this year. This was not a recent or easy decision, and I leave with some sadness. My interests have shifted, however, and I believe I've done what I can do within the constraints of daily deadlines and small panels. I'm eager to work at a more thoughtful pace with fewer artistic compromises. I have not yet decided on future projects, but my relationship with Universal Press Syndicate will continue. That so many newspapers would carry Calvin and Hobbes is an honour I'll long be proud of, and I've regularly appreciated your support and indulgence over the last decade. Drawing this comic strip has been a privilege and a pleasure, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity. Sincerely, signed, Bill Watterson."
Oh, wow.
Wow, bad out on top.
Yeah, I like that.
like right at the peak.
Yeah,
It was
wow.
still growing, I think. It was big and super popular.
And so they've been going for about 10 years?
10 years for 3,100 installments. And that's when he retired the comic. The final Calvin and Hobbes ran on December 31st, 1995.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God, I had no idea.
No,
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's still sort of in the zeitgeist.
that's
somewhat.
really cute. Yeah, it definitely is.
And people who genuinely mourned its passing. They still do, apparently. The Plain Dealer, that paper I was talking about before, published an article written in 2010. It was 15 years after the last issue. And the author of the article, John Campanelli, he sounds like a big Calvin and Hobbes fan too. I like this one little mini paragraph in his article. He said, "Unlike other popular art of the era, the films of Kevin Costner perhaps, or the music of Bryan Adams,
Sure.
Calvin and Hobbes has not been time-stamped and filed away. It has endured, even thrived."
Cop that, Costner.
He in the article, he also quotes Lucy Caswell, who curates a cartoon library and museum at Ohio State University, go Buckeyes, where the majority of the original Calvin and Hobbes strips are kept nearly all of them are there, the original
Wow.
drawings. She said, still people come up to me and they grieve the loss of Calvin and Hobbes. It's genuine. But Caswell urges fans of the strip to focus on what Watto gave them, which is what she calls a gift. Don't focus on what he took away.
Focus on what he gave you.
What he gave you.
Wow.
I mean, it's the same thing as what he took away. but
Appreciate the 10
gift.
years you had, though.
This is what she says, which to me, feels crazy that this has to be said. But anyway, this is what she said. I think we have to respect his choices. It seems to me that any creative person has the right to decide if they are or they are not going to make their art. That ultimately has to be their choice.
She's not wrong. She's absolutely not wrong.
Oh, you're wasting everyone's time. Of course they don't have to. But she's saying it to people like, honestly, I know it's hard, but if someone doesn't want to do something, you can't make them.
No, chain him up.
Make him write the comic.
Threaten
Weird.
Threaten his kids' lives. Make him write it. Page by page. Watto?
His fans sound like the big fans, possibly Trey Maverick. Just dedicated fans who are just it's like their lives have been ruined when he took it away. So they've sort of really turned on him a bit. Anyway, we're sort of almost wrapping it up here.
But that's 22 years ago.
Yeah,
And he's never gone back.
no, never gone back. He's never resurrected Calvin and Hobbes. He has lived mainly out of the spotlight since he retired it. According to biography.com, he lives in Cleveland, Ohio, with his wife, Melissa.
Yes!
Where he keeps a low profile and declines most interview requests. He says he has no regrets about ending the strip when he did. No regret face for Bill. This is what he said. It's always better to leave the party early. This is what he said, again, with an interview with the Plain Dealer. If I had rolled along with the strip's popularity and repeated myself for another 5, 10 or 20 years, the people now grieving for Calvin and Hobbes would be wishing me dead and cursing newspaper for running tedious, ancient strips like mine instead of acquiring fresher, livelier talent, and I'd be agreeing with them.
What a cool dude.
Yeah.
I think he's spot on.
I love it at the end.
Yeah.
That's really good. So I think what happened, you quit at the peak and people miss it, whereas you just ride something into the ground and then they're like, you've ruined the legacy.
Yeah, The Simpsons,
even-
anyone?
It's not even like it. It's not even about it being at its absolute peak as well. Even if it had sort of peaked a little while ago or hadn't quite reached its peak, if he's done with it
Yes.
and doesn't enjoy doing it anymore, then the quality's going to diminish anyway.
He left it with a real nice one too. I really like it. It's their landscape's covered in snow, and they're talking about it like it's a blank sheet of paper. And they just go, look, the world's full of opportunities. Let's go explore. And they walk off into the distance.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a real sweet way to end it.
Wow. I don't think I'd ever have the balls to walk away and not regret it or think about it all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
but if it's the
could've-
right time, then you probably wouldn't.
I've got the kind of personality where I'm not super decisive, so I think I'd find something like that really difficult. I'm pretty sure I'd take too long.
We're going to do this for 100 years, aren't we?
I'm keen to do this for 100 years.
I want to still be doing this when we're in our 50s. So you'd be 83?
I'll be in my 50s. 150s. Am I right, ladies?
Am I right, ladies?
Yes. Anyway, so that
Wow.
is the story. Obviously,
But has he done anything since? He said he was going to continue with
Nothing.
cartoons.
He's just sat in a chair
No, but
for 22 years, Dave.
comic
You
book-wise-
he's done
fucking
little
idiot.
bits and pieces. He took up painting for a while. He was painting with his dad for a bit, doing landscapes and stuff like that. And he's come back. He did some work to raise some money for Parkinson's, finding a cure for Parkinson's with I think maybe the Michael J. Fox set up there.
Mm-hmm.
Teen Wolf himself. So he's done bits and pieces, but yeah, basically he's really his bibliography and stuff has really slowed up
Wow.
since the mid to late 90s.
That's amazing.
But he's
He's
he
just
made
chilling
it-
and loving his life with his
and he
wife.
made enough cash to cruise along.
Yeah. I think he's still his books, he released books compiling all the comics, and they've sold hundreds of thousands. continue to sell. Like he'd still be making money out of those things. It's all still floating about.
Wow.
Yeah, I just think he's a mad dog. I love a guy who can just go, I'm not enjoying this. I'm gonna, just go do stuff I like. I wonder what that is, but you can't find out because he doesn't bloody do any interviews apart from the bloody plain.
I mean, you probably tried to contact him, right?
I did, of course. I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to contact all my topics.
Burke and Wills.
Burke and Wills, they were difficult.
Seance.
Dear Burke and Wills, where are you? Please reply to my previous email. Love, Matt.
Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, I know I just have a stab at email addresses, burkeandwills@burkeandwills.com.
Burke.
Burke and Wills.
Burke _Wills
They don't-
_ 69.
I do try a few different
They don't
ones.
have
You
their
must.
Yeah.
They don't have their own emails. It's not Burke at Burke and Wills and Wills at Burke. It's
No.
Burke and Wills at Burke and Wills.
They're old school.
Yeah.
Wills, did you subscribe to a Viagra thing again? Oh, sorry, Burke. This is a shared email. Know your boundaries.
Dave, I did mean to bring that up. I've gone through our emails recently.
Oh, no. Wow, I'm honestly impressed with this guy. I can see why he would be a personal hero to our personal hero, Trey Maverick.
The Maverick himself.
What a name. The man, the myth, the legend, Trey Maverick. And I've just got to give you a look at this guy because I think if you liked him already, you're going to love this classic photo of him, which is what comes up the most. We'll post this. This will probably be the photo with the show.
Great. I was not expecting that at all.
Oh, wow, he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. Look at that mo and those glasses. They are enormous.
How old is he? Does that have a date on it?
No, that was yesterday. That's,
Yep.
that's on his Instagram.
He updates his website meticulously. Does Bill Watterson have Instagram, Matt?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, disappointing.
Yeah, he's a recluse, but does post regularly on the gram.
Hey guys, here I am not doing very much. Again.
Just letting you know, just checking in with a selfie to let you know, no interviews today. Thank you. I will not be making any comments. Thank you very much.
He just posts screenshots of the interview requests. but
the caption is just no.
Little gifs of him going,
Nah.
no.
Not today. Will today be the day? No. I hope he listens to podcasts about him.
No doubt. No doubt. I would.
He's got a big Google alert going.
Yeah, I'd listen to a podcast about myself.
People talked about you for over an hour.
God, they'd have a lot to say, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Her brother is 7 years older. Thank you and goodbye. That's the number one fun fact about Jess.
He is 7 years older. Here's a little fun fact. I've probably mentioned it. His name's Michael.
A very uncommon name.
I know.
Is he named after a 16th century French philosopher?
He is. Our
Knew it.
parents are artistes.
Michelangelo?
Correct.
Now, we've got to thank the man, the magic, the myth, the legend,
Mm-hmm.
Trey Maverick, of course, for suggesting this topic, being one of our Golden Hat patrons. But we also like to thank...
I'm not going to thank him until I see that certificate
that
on my
birth certificate.
desk.
Where were you born? Hawaii? I'd fucking doubt it.
Wow.
Sorry, the Golden Hat birther movement.
I just choose to believe, personally.
You do?
Yep. Do you believe in love after love?
You know where I think Trey actually is from? Austin, Texas.
Ah.
I think.
We'll have to go there on the American
Why
tour.
would you guess? Why would you say that if you think? That could be a huge insult to Trey if you're wrong.
How Austin's not insulting to anyone.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure Willie Nelson's from Austin, so grow up, Jess.
Good point.
What I'm trying to lead us to is we need to thank some patrons as well. People that donate to patreon.com/dogoonpod. We'd like to give you a shout out. Now, Matt, who would you like to thank?
I'd love to.
And you can.
Oh, thank goodness. From the bottom of my heart, I'd love to thank Daniel Ciparelli.
Dan the man.
Dan the man.
Dan the man Ciparelli.
Have a sip on us. You know what I'm doing tonight, Daniel Ciparelli?
Please don't tell us.
Yeah,
Oh.
nobody wants
Now, what
to
are you
know.
doing tonight?
I was going to go home, have a beer, and have a little Ciparelli in honor of my fave.
You were going to have a beer anyway, I reckon.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Ciparelli's just your
Nuh-uh.
excuse.
No. Oh, right. Okay. Is it? Yeah. What? What is this, an inquisition? How dare you?
Insposition?
Is that what it is? Well, put it in whatever terms you like. But it's not on. This is a safe place. We can have a Ciparelli if we want to have a Ciparelli.
All right, mate. I think you've had a few too many Ciparellis.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a few Ciparellis.
Cipar.
Are you-
Just love that name.
Are you having
Ciparelli.
pre-show Ciparellis again?
No.
You got to stop with the pre-show Ciparellis.
I think
It'd be
also,
great if we're saying it wrong this entire time.
I'm confident there's a chance. I'm confident there's a chance. I think Sipper's from California as well, so
Sipper.
he won't mind me saying that he is hella cool.
Right, because hella is okay in California.
I think.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Daniel Ciparelli. I would also like to thank, if I may, gentlemen, if I may, please.
I'd love you to.
Thank you so much. I would really like to thank a man who I assume is related to my friend Sophie that I went to school with because they share the same surname.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay.
That
I
does.
thought it was a wild stab.
That gets you a lot closer.
Yeah, and there can't be that many of them. So I would like to thank Matt.
Big ball bag.
Sophie, big ball bag.
I mean, the
girl.
odds.
Lovely girl.
We'll always have grade 4.
No, I would like to thank Matt Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Oh, that very uncommon name.
I would call him Flano if we were mates.
I'd call him 48.
48.
I know it sounds like a random number,
Uh-huh.
but that's the first thing that came to mind.
Right. Where would that
Which
nickname
probably
come
makes
from?
it a bit random.
Yeah.
Came from the depths of my heart.
I assume that was like some sort of St Kilda Football Club reference.
Probably. No.
Like Matt Flanagan.
Matt Flanagan. 48. 48 because he's really great.
Nailed it.
I
Great.
think that's why I
And
call
I
him
agree.
48.
I think Matt Flanagan is fantastic. He's fantastic. Fuck.
Oh, now I'm going to get... what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to have a little Ciparelli on a beer and I'm going to eat a little fruit Flanagan.
Great.
You know what you should have after that?
What's that?
You should have yourself a shepherd's pie, brought to you by one golden patron himself, Zach Shepherd.
Zach.
That's who I'd like to thank. Zach
Return of the
Shepherd.
Zach.
You heard those sheep. That's what shepherds do, right?
Oh, yeah.
See? Smart.
You're smart. Didn't realise.
Yeah, I'm pretty
A
smart.
lot going on upstairs.
I like that there's 2 golden hat people on one episode. Trey Maverick, Zach Shepherd. You guys should get together. You could hang out.
Oh, that'd be
friends.
nice.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be lovely.
Take a dip in the golden hat.
I'd love if everybody could just hang out, and I'd love it if people met through our podcast. I'd love a friendship to
I'd love
form
a
for us.
marriage.
Oh my god, that would be the best.
Let me finish the
And-
sentence.
oh, no.
To you.
Oh, wait, you and I getting married, or a listener is
Listener.
marrying me? Oh,
That's right. One,
Wait, hang on.
if you don't know...
No, wait. I meet a man. We start to chat. He goes, "Oh, you have a podcast." He listens to my podcast. We happen to get married later. Does that count?
It's pretty good.
Yes.
Take that.
Take that.
Take that with your happy marriage and your future and your security. Yeah, dog.
Hey, Zach Shepherd's from Queensland. Go Maroons, am I right? I know all the teams.
Zach, I'm so sorry. Zach, I'm so sorry that you're from Queensland.
Oh, no. Queensland's
Nah, I
lovely.
love it so much.
Going to be up there soon.
Oh yeah, Maddie's going on roadshow up there.
Yes.
Be soon, very soon.
Maybe near Zach Shepherd himself.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look up his address. Do I have access to that?
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Probably won't do that. Don't
Yeah.
turn up at his house.
Okay. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
That'd be too far. Hello, where am I staying?
Yeah. Nah, you're right. That would be too much. Wouldn't it? Would it?
Matt,
Wouldn't it?
Matt, don't do it, please.
You know what I'm like when I got an idea in my
No,
head.
but I really must urge you to ditch this idea, or you'll end up in a ditch.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Hey,
that
we can't trust a golden hat patron. Who can you trust?
You're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong at all.
Now, we will be back next week with another episode. It is myself reporting, and I don't know if we said this on an episode, but we've changed the rules up here. Matt did the golden hat this week because your topics for the last 4 or 5 months, Matt, people have been able to vote through
It's
Patreon.
been so much fun.
But you've handed the reins
I've
over to me.
handed on the baton rein, and
So for the next few months, you'll be able to vote for my topics.
which
Anyone-
must feel good, right? For you to now vote on what Dave's going to do, that must feel like real power.
Oh, well, people have started voting on my topic for next week. And by the time this comes out, the vote will have closed. I'm about to close it. It's so close. There's only a few votes in it. All three options.
I did not have a single vote that was close. Every time, 1-1 with over half the votes.
Oh,
I think.
I'm talking minuscule percentage.
Bee's dick.
Half.
What,
Half
like,
a bee's dick.
down to like 2-3 figures?
I told you I'm a 6-figure plus man.
Anything under 6 figures is small for him. It's pocket change.
Okay.
Dave, can I borrow $10,000?
Sure.
Thank you.
I don't even need it back.
Sick. Matt, now. Strike.
Dave, can I have $1 million?
Sure, no questions asked.
Hang on.
I don't even need it back.
Dave.
You blew your chance, Jess. I'm sorry. You're only getting 10 grand.
Nah, I'd still take it.
What a loser.
I'd be happy with that. And then I'd borrow money from you too. Matt,
Yes.
can I have $200,000?
What do you need it for?
Living.
Okay.
Thanks, Maddie.
If you're going to die without it, then of course you can have the money.
Thank you.
Well, if you want to vote for my topics or supply Jess's large demands for cash, head us up on patreon.com/dogoonpod.
My bank details are BSB. I don't know what they are.
You could also hit us up on social media, of course. All the links are in the description, but if you want me to say it out loud, it is at dogoonpod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We always love to hear from you guys. Topic suggestions are always very welcome. The hat is getting huge, but hey, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
At this point, it's a 10-gallon hat.
Oh,
It's a big old hat. My neck is getting sore.
You could take it off.
Hey, Dave, tell him to review.
Oh, yeah, we don't often say this, but it does help us get out there if you review and rate
He
the
will
show.
just dance for you. To go on, make him do something.
Hey, Dave.
iTunes, just review us. That's what I'm trying to say.
Dave, tell him to also go to my comedy page and Instagram.
Something you should never do is go on Jess Perkins at Jess Perkins.
Fuck, well done.
Jess_Perkins. Avoid that forever.
Tell him to avoid mine as well.
Do not avoid Matt's. Now I'm trying. Fuck, this reverse psychology is really working on me. But yeah, we all do have individual accounts. Our Twitter has outgrown us all now, so
I know. That was a tough day.
there's more people.
And our kids
Doing better than us.
at home.
There's more people
Yeah.
follow. So you can always, if you're following us on our Twitter account, follow individual accounts. But anyway, we'll be back next week with another episode. The very close vote will be revealed. But until then, I believe I will say goodbye.
Later.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.